Hi, thanks for joining me on Tech with RKM. Today's story is one of the most consequential defense funding rounds of the year, and mainstream tech and business press is missing the piece that changes how capital allocation actually works in Western defense over the next decade. Munich-based Helsing closed a $1.8 billion Series E round on July 13th. Defense News, Bloomberg, and CNBC all confirmed, led by Goldman Sachs Alternatives. Participants include Dragoneer, Iconic, JP Morgan, and critically, the Canada Pension Plan Investment Board. Valuation tripled to $18 billion. This is officially Europe's largest defense tech startup round in history. The framing everyone's running is, quote, Europe finally catches up on defense. That's the surface reading. The actual story is that a Canadian pension fund is now underwriting autonomous kill chain software. That's a fundamental shift in what LP Capital is comfortable financing, and the implications for AI defense capital allocation over the next 5 years are enormous. We'll look at what Helsing actually builds, why this round matters strategically for European defense, the pension fund thread that changes AI defense economics, and 3 concrete moves for enterprise architects, defense contractors, and investors. By the end, you'll understand exactly why this round is more strategically consequential than the funding size suggests. Okay, let's dive in. 3 things to anchor on. 1, Helsing's product portfolio, 3 main products. The HIX-2, a strike drone, Altra battlefield operations software, and the proposed CA-1, a next-generation autonomous fighter jet program that Helsing is trying to lead. This is not a single product company. This is a broad defense AI platform play to valuation math. 16 months ago, Helsing raised at approximately $6 billion post-money. Today, $18 billion. That's a 3 times valuation jump in 16 months. Real growth in comparable AI enterprise revenue would justify some of that. But defense contracts don't compound the way SaaS contracts do. So the valuation jump is either optimistic future expectation or reflects strategic capital that isn't purely financially motivated. 3, the investor mix. Goldman Sachs Alternatives leading is one signal. JP Morgan participating is another. But CPPIB, Canada Pension Plan Investment Board, is the specific investor that changes the story. Let me walk through why Helsing matters for European defense strategically. Europe has spent the last 3 years significantly increasing defense spending, driven by Ukraine, Russian aggression concerns, and general geopolitical repositioning. But most European defense spending goes to legacy defense primes, Airbus Defence, BAE Systems, Rheinmetall, Leonardo, Thales, Saab. These are large established companies with deep government relationships. Helsing represents a different bet. Software first defense, AI first product design, faster iteration cycles than legacy primes can achieve, direct sales relationships with European militaries, particularly Germany and the UK. If European militaries increasingly want AI capabilities rather than legacy platforms, Helsing captures that demand faster than legacy primes can pivot. That's the strategic bet Goldman and the other investors are making at $18 billion. Software first defense AI is the future direction of European defense spending, and Helsing is best positioned to capture it. So in the next few minutes, I'll cover the under-discussed pension fund thread, what CPPIB's participation signals, and what this means for the broader AI defense capital market. Okay, the pension fund thread. CPPIB, Canada Pension Plan Investment Board, manages approximately 650 billion Canadian dollars of retirement savings for over 20 million Canadians. They're a large, sophisticated institutional investor. They have significant public and private market allocations. Historically, they've been thoughtful about ESG, considerations, particularly around fossil fuel divestment over the last decade. CPPIB participating in Helsing's Series E at $18 billion is meaningful, not because of the dollar amount, they're one of several investors, but because it signals that a major pension fund is comfortable underwriting autonomous kill chain software as a fiduciary investment for retirement savings. That's a shift. A decade ago, pension funds were divesting from tobacco, then fossil fuels, then coal specifically. The trajectory was toward more ESG restrictive investing. Autonomous weapon systems were historically in a similar ESG category to fossil fuels or tobacco, meaning many institutional investors avoided them. Now, apparently, autonomous weapons systems are investable for a major public pension fund. What changed? Three things. One, geopolitical repositioning, Ukraine plus Russia plus concerns about Chinese ambitions plus general Western democratic reevaluation of hard power capabilities. Pension funds serve retirees who benefit from stable Western societies. If AI-enabled defense contributes to that stability, the fiduciary calculation shifts. Two, financial performance. Defense contractors have been strong financial performers over the last 3 years. Defense AI, if it's the future of defense contracting, offers attractive returns. Pension funds have return targets to meet. 3. ESG framework evolution. ESG frameworks are being updated to distinguish between offensive versus defensive AI applications and to allow investments in AI systems that improve accuracy and reduce collateral damage. That evolution is enabling institutional capital that would have been excluded a few years ago. Now, the implications for AI defense capital markets over the next 5 years. Implication 1, more pension funds and endowments will follow. Once one major pension fund publicly participates in defense AI, others will follow. Norwegian sovereign wealth funds, other national pension funds, university endowments all get invited to look. Total addressable pool of capital available to defense AI grows meaningfully. Implication 2, valuations expand. When more capital chases defense AI opportunities, valuations expand. Helsing's 18 billion may be an early indicator of a broader valuation shift. Expect Anduril and other US defense AI companies to see similar valuation growth. Implication 3, product scope broadens. When defense AI startups have access to more institutional capital, they can pursue harder, longer product programs. Helsing's proposed CA-1 autonomous fighter jet is exactly the kind of program that requires patient capital and clear investor commitment. More capital, more capable products. 3 concrete moves. Move 1, if you're an enterprise architect in a defense-adjacent industry, watch which defense AI companies are attracting institutional capital. Investment thesis quality is a signal about which capabilities will actually reach production. Move 2, if you're a defense contractor, evaluate whether your competitive position holds against software-first defense AI competitors that are now well capitalized. Legacy primes have real advantages, but well-capitalized software-first competitors may erode them faster than expected. Move 3, if you're an AI investor, understand that defense AI is now investable at scale. That expands the AI startup landscape you can operate in. But be careful, defense AI has fundamentally different customer dynamics than commercial AI, longer sales cycles, regulatory complexity, and reputational considerations. Quick recap, Helsing raised 1.8 billion at 18 billion valuation. Europe's largest defense tech round ever, Goldman led. CPPIB participation is the under-discussed piece. Canadian pension fund underwriting autonomous kill chain software signals a fundamental shift in what institutional capital finds acceptable. More pension funds and endowments will follow. Defense AI valuations will expand. Product scope will broaden. Tomorrow, we cover another significant AI story. Meta just moved its Iris data center AI chip into production on TSMC, with Broadcom targeting 14 gigawatts of AI compute by 2027. But the piece nobody is asking about is that Meta's chip qualification cycle was only 6 weeks, which is 3 to 4 times faster than industry norm. Either they cut corners on silicon validation, or hyperscaler chip cycles have compressed in a way that changes NVIDIA's moat math. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Drop a comment with your view on pension fund defense investing. See you tomorrow.